All right, welcome to the Sharp Mind Show. I'm Nate, the owner of InserCell, where 30,000 customers have decided to be InserCell family members, and we hope you become the next one. So, if you like cool inspirational t shirts, be sure to check out InserCell.com. And like I say, I don't advertise for this show. We're not sellouts. We don't take corporate money. So if you could do us a favor and share the show with somebody that needs it, that'd be awesome. Comment down below. Let me know what you thought about it. Really appreciate you guys. Thank you for the support of our family. I got a great show for you today. It's called Compound Interest in Life, right? And so compound interest isn't just about money, it's about everything: your habits, your actions, decisions, all compound on each other, either for you or against you, right? So small actions repeated daily create massive long term results, right? And so doing something consistently over time can give you those big results, but you have to be doing the right things, right? And so the reason most people miss it is number one, they expect results fast, right? So if you ever, think like, I'm going on a weight loss journey, I'm gonna lose 30 pounds this week, right? And you go to the scale and it's only been half a pound, and most people give up right there. They don't keep that half a pound going. So you get half a pound for a year, that's 26 pounds down. You do it for 2 years, that's 50 pounds, right? At half a pound down a week, so that little bit of progression can get you a big result. And then you actually look and feel and are better, right? And so most people, when they don't get that fast result, they quit before the progress shows, right? And so a lot of trainers will put somebody on a crash diet at the beginning so that they get results quick, so they don't quit, right? And so if you can, pop out 5 or 10 pounds in the first week, then that person's more likely to keep trying, even though it's going to go down to half a pound, after that, right? And honestly, most people miss it because they just keep restarting over and over and over again, right? They restart, quit, restart, quit, restart, quit. Um, and I'm, you know, no different, right, on some of this stuff, right? But the reality is, day 1 to 30, it feels like nothing's happening, right? You go and you lost 3 pounds that first month, and you're like, well, uh, why am I even doing this, right? Like you're like, is this even worth it? And then day 30 to 90, you're sitting, and 90 days in, you're 15 pounds, 15 pounds down. You're like, okay, we see what's going on. In 6 months, you get a noticeable change. In 1 to 2 years, it's a massive difference, right? And so um, everything is about mindset, skill set, habits, right? So always, number one, you got to have the belief you can do it. So if you don't believe you can do it, pick up my affirmations in the description below. They're 100% free. I don't even take your name for it. That's how important I think mindset is, right? Because if you don't believe you can do it, then you're not going to do it, period, right? So pick up my affirmations for free. You read them morning, middle of the day, and afternoon, or before you go to bed. And that way, uh, your mindset will be changed. And then you go with habits or skill set, right? And so you read 10 minutes a day, every day, on your skill set, right? Whatever you're trying to learn that day, right? And so if you're trying to learn how to market, you would market. If you're trying to learn how to do sales, you would read a book on sales. If whatever you're trying to do, you're trying to learn about AI, you'd read about AI, whatever you need to do. Um, but you can have positive and negative compounding with your habits, right? And so positive compounding with your habits is working out daily, reading every day, waking up early, posting content consistently, investing your money every day, waking up and reading about a stock every day, right? They say the 10 minutes a day learning that new skill. Those are positive compounding. If you do that for long enough, eventually that's going to overcome everybody else that quit, right? And so that's really the mindset shift, right, of this, is that I'm going to keep going when everybody else is going to quit, right? And so somebody may jump out faster than you, you know, somebody may be able to sprint, but they eventually quit. And we just don't have any quit in us, right? And so, but what you want to avoid is the negative compounding, right? So overspending, wasting your time, right? And so you ever had a charge where it's like it's 45 cents off, or it's $2, wrong, and you spend 2 hours trying to get that $2 back credited to you? That's wasting your time. Your time is worth more than that, right? Not saying that you should let companies get away with cheating you, but if they do cheat you and they cheat you often, you move companies, right? And so I recently had this, with the phone company, right? Like the you know manager is the one that sold us the plan, the phones, and everything, and it still ended up wrong. But so you know those are the negatives, basically, that you spend time trying to get all that money back, when in reality you should just said screw it and send everything back, and started something else. But both directions can compound, right? You can compound in a positive way, or you can compound in a negative way. And so what you really want to do is be compounding in a positive way, right? And so how do I do this, right? So, I have uh, 4 brokerage accounts, right? One for my wife, one and 2 for my daughters, and a regular brokerage account, trading account, right? And so every month, my money that I make from short-term investing gets taken out. $100 each goes to my daughters, and money goes to my wife, and money goes into my regular brokerage account, right? Every month. And some months, so the market's been down lately. I've had a couple bad months, but I still took some money out and put it in those accounts just to keep the compounding active, right? Most people are in fear at this moment, but the truth is that when the market's down, that's really when you might increase your buying, uh, especially in stocks that you think are going to go to the moon, right? So that kind of thing. But investing small amount consistently, right? That's one of my examples, right? And so every month I'm dollar cost averaging into the market. Now, that being said, a lot of people will, say, oh, well, that $5 dividend is not worth it. Well, that $5 I didn't have to work for, right? That's the difference. Somebody else worked for that $5. I didn't have to work for it. Same thing if you buy real estate, right? And somebody's giving you a house payment, and you didn't have to pay for that, right? You're getting net worth, and somebody else paid for it, right? Or you're getting, a little bit of a spread, right? And you didn't have to work for the money. And so that is what we're trying to do in terms of financial freedom, right? You're trying to make it where you're not having to work for an income. You're not having to do your time, which is your most valuable thing on the planet, is your time, right? Because you never get your time back. Time is linear. It goes one direction. Currently, nobody's figured out how to go back in time yet. So your money starts making money, and the more money it makes, the more free you are, right? And so if you can just take that little piece and put it away, and let it compound over time. That's exponential growth, right? It's going to go, it'll go like this, slow, slow, slow. And then all of a sudden it's this straight up, right? So just look at all the employees of NVIDIA that were getting NVIDIA stock since 2010, right? Getting NVIDIA stock at $10, and then it jumps to, $2,000 before it split, and it's sitting in like the 160s right now. But all those employees that started with the company are millionaires, right? And they had no idea that getting, that company stock would make them all millionaires, right? And so, but that's exponential growth. So for myself, real life application for myself, right? So for InstraCell, every design improves my skill at designing things. Every launch teaches me what works, what doesn't work. Content, every post builds my audience, right? Builds people that I want to help, right? Every video sharpens my delivery. I'm not the best person in front of the camera ever, but I'm going to try to improve and get better every day, and let it compound over time. And so even if it took me 10 years to ever get good in front of the camera, it's still compounded until I'm actually good in front of the camera, right? So in the business aspect, every attempt equals data, right? So if I throw something out there, send it to the audience, none of the audience likes it, I know that that design is bad, and we'll go back to the drawing board, right? But if it goes out and it's good, I know, okay, we're going to double down on this and roll with it, right? And so you're stacking those wins daily, all right? And so consistency is greater than intensity, and that's the long-term advantage of this, right? So just like I was thinking of like an investor, you think long-term. Long-term, if you're consistent over a long period of time, you're going to beat out people that are intense at the beginning, right? And so that's the real secret of compounding, right? You compound your daily wins every day, right? And so, all right, so now I'm gonna start with rapid fire hooks. And I do rapid fire hooks to kind of pound in the uh, information for you. Hopefully it helped and do it in a faster way, right? So hopefully you get something out of this. Let me know in the comments below if you like the rapid fire hooks. And here we go. Compound interest isn't just about money. It's your habits, your discipline, and your daily actions. What you do every day is either building your future or destroying it. Small actions don't stay small, they multiply. This is why most people never see results. They quit too early, they go hard for a week, maybe a month, and when nothing big happens, they stop. Compounding only works if you stay in the game. You're already compounding, whether you realize it or not. Every day you're either stacking wins or stacking setbacks. There's no neutral. The question is, what direction are you going in? Are you compounding in? Choose the right direction. Everyone wants big results, but ignores small actions. One post a day doesn't seem like much until it turns into 100. One workout doesn't matter until it becomes your habit. Big wins are just small actions repeated over and over and over again. What looks like overnight success isn't. It's months, years of consistent effort that finally hit a tipping point. Stay consistent long enough and everything will change. And that's it for rapid fire hooks. Hope you like those. You know, I do those so that, it'll pound in the points a little faster, right? But so start compounding your life in a positive way today, right? Your life is just your daily actions multiplied over time. If you don't like where you're headed, change what you do every day, right? And so people will go on and on and on until they hit a breaking point, right? And then all of a sudden, it's too late to fix, like you compounded too far in the wrong direction. So keep that in mind when you're listening to this. Like, if you're sitting and you're on the tipping point and you're like, man, I can't let my life go any further, it's going to be too far. You don't want to be where you're in so much pain that you can't even dig yourself out of the hole. It's going to take you 50 years to dig yourself out of the hole, right? And so start today, change it today. Mindset, skill set, habits. If you need help, I'm Nate, and I'm the owner of InterSale. With 30,000 customers have chosen InterSale, and we hope you become the next one. So check out InterSale.com if you're interested in cool, inspirational t-shirts. And I can help you if you'll let me, right? And so check out my wife's book, Dylan and Davina, The Adventure Begins, available on Amazon, written by best-selling Amazon author Meredith Dillon Johnson. That's Dylan and Davina, The Adventure Begins. So if you've got nieces, nephews, or children of your own, be sure to check out that book. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, share the video with somebody that needs it. That's the only thing I ask you to do if you're watching this, is to share this video with somebody. I don't take any outside money for this podcast. So, if you have it in you, if you like, if you got something from it, be sure to share it with somebody that needs it. And we'll see you in the next piece.